Here we go, kids. It is the B Cup. We are live. It's December 21st. I'm going to do my disclaimer real quick here, and my disclaimer states that this is the B Cup. I do not represent any community. I do not represent the transgender community. What comes out of my mouth is my own thoughts and from my own life experiences. I encourage you to participate and have opinions and share your opinions, and do not feel fearful to be attacked because it will not happen. Share your thoughts. I love you. So now we're going to head over to Facebook and start our Facebook live feed too. It's something I really want to talk about because I realized yesterday, hello, good morning everybody, how are you? It's the B Cup, and before we start the B Cup, we're going to talk about a disclaimer. The disclaimer, sorry YouTube, I gotta do it again. The disclaimer is, I'm Buck Angel, this is the B Cup. Everything I say is my own opinion. It is sometimes fact, not fact. Sometimes it's my story, sometimes it's just dialogue. I encourage you, my friend, to have dialogue with me, because the more dialogue we have, the better. And that's how we make change and get back to being a community and not, what? Run by a bunch of people. Hi, kids. Good morning, Kat. Good morning, Anika, Zachary, Scully, Heather. You got your coffee. Everyone, Michigan. Michigan's in the house? Ooh, it must be cold. Ooh, look at me in LA freezing in my thing, and I think it's only like 50 outside, which is cold for LA. So, don't make fun of me. Okay, kids. I have a super awesome. Here comes Rachel. Rachel, if you don't know, is a moderator here. I see lots of new people coming on board. Good morning, Nate and Rocky and Dustin. Good morning from Miami, Dustin. Right on. Oh no, Daniel's sick. Everybody's sick. Be careful. I've been taking Cleveland's in the house. I've been taking lots of like vitamin things, these like natural things that immune boosters. I've been doing a lot of immune boosters. Good morning, Sandy and Jerry and Vanessa, and from the San Francisco Bay. We got another Ohio and a North Carolina. Right on, kids. Good morning, Rachel, my friend. So, as you see this morning, I put the topic Pennsylvania's in the house. Good morning, Philip and Sarah on YouTube, my regulars. My two regulars. And I'm not laughing at you. And here comes Crystal. I'm not laughing at you. I appreciate you very much for going on my YouTube channel. We're going to build that channel like Facebook. Okay, kids? Good morning, Lacey. Nice to see you. Oh, I emailed you. I know you're super busy. Okay, I'll check it out. I'm so busy. Oh, my God. I'm good busy. Jade. Hi, Jade. Logan. Colleen. Antonio. Okay, North Carolina's in the house. And Roma. I don't know how to speak Italian, but I know how to speak Spanish. Buen dia. I made it up. Fabiola's from Mexico. Buenos dias. What? Buenos dias, senora. Patrick and Nate and Heather. So, and Oklahoma's in the house. So Antonio's been on hormones for 6 months. Right on. I just tried Kratom. I think there's hope. Oh, right on. So yeah, I have a YouTube channel. It's / I think Buck Angel Official. Go find it. I'll put a post it here too. I would love for you to check out my videos. So that's enough about me. And Berlin's in the house. This is awesome in Washington. All over the place, kids. Thank you for showing up. Today we have a very important discussion. Good morning, Philip. Good morning, Philip and Freebird on YouTube. So this morning we have a very important discussion, okay? Australia's in the house. Woo! Kicking ass. Hi, Patrick. What I want to talk about this morning is identity, like I always talk about. SoCal in the house. Me too. SoCal. What I always want to talk about, which is identity, and Oregon's in the house. And here comes my friend Jamie. Wow, St. Petersburg, Florida's in the house. Phoenix. Kids. Stop telling me where you're from, because I get sidetracked now. I'm so tired. I keep having the worst insomnia. The worst. And I've been smoking my medication. Do you see that? What does that say there? It says, I love you. We're going to start off on that. Identity. What is going on? What is this idea that an umbrella term is okay Nobody asked me. Nobody asked me. Did they ask you? So let's talk about why we decided to create an umbrella term. Thank you for sending me love. I appreciate that. Why did we create an umbrella term? Who created the umbrella term? And what was the purpose of them? I think I know. It's my opinion. I think I know, and I want to know what you guys think and why we would have. Freebird said, if you cut in my house, I'll give you. I have so much coffee. Why? Okay, so I'm going to tell you why I think we have an umbrella term. Good morning, David. Because it's an easy way to control the community. I said it. You know how I feel about it. I feel like there's people in our transgender community who want to control us. They want to tell us how to be. They want to tell us what our identities are. They want to tell us what things are old and antiquated and what things are derogatory, such as tranny. So tranny is now derogatory. Fag is derogatory. Derogatory is something that happens when the intent is derogatory. There are many times you can use tranny with the intent of it being loving, accepting, and an identity. So why did somebody decide that there's certain words in our community now that are derogatory and nobody can say that? So, right? There's the problem for me, Leah says, there's always someone who wants to tell us how to identify. 110% outside of our community. I'm talking about inside of our own transgender community. Why have we now decided to have one term that now is put out on all of us, number one, and number two, why are we in our own community questioning other people's identity and telling them that their identity isn't valid? Why are we doing that? Who started it and why? My opinion is because it's for control. Dustin says it's inspired by the youth in our community. 100%. But why? Why did the youth all of a sudden just decide to turn this around? And why did we let it happen? Did we let it happen because we didn't know? Karina says, oh my God, can I see the zipper undone on your hood? Oh, sure. It's the coolest jacket. I got it in Tokyo. Look. So it opens so that it's not a hood. So when you wear it, it goes flat. Isn't that cool? I'm wearing it right now because I'm cold. So, get back. Don't throw me off. Listen. So, you guys, give me some feedback here. I'm going to drink a little bit of my coffee. I want to know what you think about it. Are you okay with it? Are you okay with it? You're a brunette. Are you okay with an umbrella term? I'm not okay with it. Okay, that's me. I'm not okay with it. Are you all okay with it? And why are you okay with it? And what do you think about it? And are you on board with saying we should all just call ourselves transgender and we should just let it be that way? So, Leah says boxes are easier to hold than to imagine a world without wearing glasses to point out what makes them feel uncomfortable about themselves. 100%. That's why we have labels and all of that. And we should all be able to label ourselves however we want, right? Right? So why... Now, do we have one label? The word lesbian comes from the Greek isle. Right. It's called Oh Shiny. Leah says, sweetheart, it's called Oh Shiny syndrome. I don't know, Buck, Nova says. It's really aggravating because, like, I'm an anarchist communist and I believe that gender has an infinite amount of variations. Me too. As many variations for each person. This trend of forcing people into a bubble and umbrella is authoritarian and violates the individual. I think people should be able to refer to themselves. 100%. Nova, you got it. Nova and me are exactly thinking exactly alike. Exactly. What depends on the term? I'm talking about this. Once there was a community that was called the LGBTQ community. We all had identities. We all did our thing. Nobody questioned our identities. We even had a thing called transsexual, which is what I am. All of a sudden, like 5 years ago, some community decided to put an umbrella term and change it from transsexual to transgender and load everybody underneath this one term. You understand what I'm talking about? Riley says, I think some of the younger people, hi Kai from Germany, some of the younger people did it to include more volume of people, but I don't think it's everyone, including me. They tried. Maybe they tried. I think, in my opinion, let people use whatever. Everyone is different from a single. 100%. But my question is this. Nikita says, no umbrella terms. I'm two-spirited, which is different as cultivate. Exactly. So by saying you are now under the umbrella, they've completely disrespected your two-spirit. They've completely disrespected your two-spirit. Patricia says, as someone who is on the outside, I support however you and others in the trans community. We're divided in the trans community. Patricia, we are divided in the trans community because many of us, like myself, do not agree with the umbrella term. I am not an umbrella asterisk term. That has completely negated everything I am. It doesn't even represent any part of me. I am not a trans person. I'm a man who happens to have a transsexual history. I don't fit under the umbrella term. I'm not trans. But they're forcing me to be trans, right? So Leah says, I am the label we should all fall under. And if you want to label yourself, however, that's the other option. Rocky says, not sure. I feel this same thing happened in the black community over the years because of the shifting public focus on certain groups. Certain groups get a seat at the table, and then, yes, their language dictates the whole brilliant conversation. So it's laziness disguised as simplification for the part of the population who want to make their understanding easier for us. Yes, that is definitely part of it. I agree with that too. I also believe that they created that to control all of us. Iona says, so stupid to try to belong to different communities. It is stupid. It is stupid. Art says, I am in the disabled. We all have to do what we have to do, what's right for us. Talking from Native people, Jacqueline says, taking from Native people is disrespectful. I would say umbrella is because there is not one Native word for all tribes. Yes, but it's more complicated than that. I think so. It's more complicated. Patricia says, thanks for making that point. I'm still learning. Brittany says, people like to keep others in a box. And yes, that's the cult behavior. That's authoritarian. That's, like Nova said, that's an authoritarian behavior to say that now the transgender community is only an umbrella. That's authoritarian. That's saying you have to now belong to this umbrella term. Whatever you decided you were before doesn't exist anymore. What? Tristan says, good morning, Tristan, my friend. Therapeutically, the definition of a transsexual is someone who wishes to have surgery and medical transition to become their true gender, period. The umbrella term is supposed to cover everyone, including transsexual, but over the years it has narrowed the understanding. And why it's dangerous behavior for me, Tristan, because I don't ever hear the word transsexual being mentioned under the transgender umbrella. And for me, under the transgender umbrella, I get lumped into being transgender, and I'm not transgender. And I don't want people to think I'm transgender because then they misinterpret what a transgender person is, right? So even in that case, I should not be lumped in with transgender because then people don't really understand the meaning of a transgender person, right? So good morning, Alex. Good morning, Dakota. So that's why I honestly think having an umbrella term for all of us in the trans community is dangerous behavior because then people don't even really know what they are. People are asking me, do you know that people ask me they ask me if I think they are transgender. Can you imagine? That's a weird thing to say to me. That's a weird thing to say to me. I don't know if you're transgender. You only know that. Right? You only know that. Why are you asking me what your identity is? That's a little bit scary to me. Hi, Shelly. Good, nice to see you, my friend. Tracy says it's crowd control. It's a simple way of, yes, describing the umbrella term. 100%. Good morning, Anya and Krista. Thank you for joining us. And Edward, thank you for joining us. We're having a serious discussion this morning about identity politics. Why all of a sudden are we an umbrella term? Dr. Book, could you imagine? You want to have a doctor's appointment? Tristan says, ugh, as a therapist, I don't even answer that. Yeah. I mean, you're a therapist, my friend. I'm interested to know how many people in your office ask you to define them, like tell you whether or not to give you that, okay, Rachel. Everybody read Rachel's post. It says, Buck, our B Cup project is nearly 1,000 likes. Could everybody please go over this morning, if you haven't, and go to the B Cup page? It's / the B Cup project on Facebook, okay? / the B Cup project on Facebook. Could you go over there and send some likes for us, because it's really building. We have 1,000 likes, and that's fucking amazing. And it's an amazing project that gives back to our community, and we put together boxes and we send them out to people who need stuff. So help us do that. Nova says, I am myself, comrade. I just happen to be demi girl. That's my thing. Feeling about halfway between full femme and androgyny. And that's you. You're not an umbrella, my friend. Matisse says, yes, my doctor, who is supposed to to be transgender friendly, keeps wanting to examine my genitals. I refuse to have her make an insurance report about what my genitals look like. And why does it matter? And ask her why it matters. Ask your doctor. I want to know. Eddie says, when we are all just going to accept each other, it's not going to happen until we all come together and understand respect. Want to know how it's going to happen? Good morning, Andrea. Want to know how it's going to happen? Respect. When you start to respect other people, you will get respect back. It's the way it is. And that's the bottom line. I respect you. You respect me. Do you feel the energy? Do you feel the energy from us in here? We respect each other. You disagree with me, but you disagree respectfully. Do you understand there's a difference between disrespecting someone and saying, you're not right, and just saying, no, actually, I don't agree with your opinion, and I don't agree with what you're saying, but I still respect your idea, and I respect your thought process, but I don't agree. That's how you fucking do it normally, and then you move on, and then you actually start to have conversation, and here's the key. Here's the fucking winning part of having respect and dialogue. You can actually change my mind. When you have respect and dialogue, it means you actually have an open mind. And that open mind is open to you and to me having a dialogue where we could actually say, wow, really? I never thought about that before. That's interesting. I might just change my mind. You're not going to change your mind if someone is going, you have to say that. You have to speak that way. You cannot use that. If someone is pointing you're not going to change your mind. Ever. Ever. You're just not. It's not human nature. You have to respect, cultivate a relationship, cultivate opinions and dialogue, and cultivate some form of respect and energy between each other. And then you start to change. And then you start to learn. And then you start to have respect. And then the community grows. It's like watering a fucking plant. You understand what I'm saying? That's my opinion. Again, my opinion. Nova says, ooh, there's some situations where you shouldn't respect the idea. Like if someone, let me see about this. Someone generally believes in race theory. Well, come on, now you're going like way, way over there. But let's say somebody does, Nova. Let's say somebody does have this conversation with race theory. I'm willing to have the conversation. I'm not going to just shut you out. If Hitler were here today, I would sit at the table with that fuckhead. I would sit at the table with him. I would sit at the table with Trump. Of course I would. You can't just shut it out and pretend like, oh, I don't want it to be there. You have to listen to your enemies. You have to listen to other people's opinions. You have to listen to other people's dialogue. You have to listen to why other people think that way. If you just block them out, you will never learn why they think that way. Why do you think Trump and all his fucking crazy ass motherfuckers are just going at it? Because we're ignoring that on some level. On some level, we're ignoring them and we're saying, oh, they're just a bunch of idiots. Oh, they're just tweeting on the toilet. Oh, no. No, 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 no. That's what they want you to think. And as they're doing that, what are they doing? Changing laws right behind our back. Telling us that there's 7 words we can no longer use in the CDC. Because why? Because they are telling us what to say and what to do. Because we are not challenging them because we are letting them fucking just tweet away and now we think they're just crazy. They're not crazy. They're crazy, but they're more dangerous than crazy. And they know exactly what they're doing. Don't underestimate people who are fucking like that. Do not underestimate the power that those people have to manipulate. That's manipulation. And on some form, I believe there are people in our community who are manipulating us. It can't just be children. They're not that fucking smart. It's somebody manipulating the children and somebody manipulating the language and somebody manipulating how transgender community will now operate and somebody manipulating that we all have to identify as one in order to what? Control us and manipulate us. It's my opinion. Pete says, as someone on the outside, I appreciate the importance of distinction, not only of the umbrella terminology, toxic for the community, it perpetuates toxic behavior from folks who are still very much ill-informed outside of the community. Thank you, my friend. Brilliant. And that's what I'm trying to say. You just said it. You just said it. Identify how you want, but when you start telling people inside a community that they cannot identify, and it's only this one term, you tell me. If that doesn't seem fucked up to you, wait a minute then. You need to back up and sit down and think about what you're seeing because you're not seeing it, right? Nikita says, moralizing every issue hurts you. Gotta take a breath. Tristan says, I tell clients it's not a therapist's job to tell them who they are, but to help them. Yes. Yes. Good morning, Rachel. Nice to see you. Good morning. Just joining in. Kids are out of school Christmas break, so my morning is slow moving. I hope the kids are listening. It's important for the kids to hear what's going on here. Thank you for showing up. M. Sean says, before you realize your need to transition, you are X. Transgender would be during transition or Y. Once you complete your desired transition, you adopt transsexual, become male, female, and no binary, etc. So X, Y, Z are labels of progression stages in my mind. Ultimately, we are all under the LGBTQ label, and that deserves respect. The LGBTQ label, not transgender. That's my thought process. And here's the other thing. I'm going to pose a question to you kids out there. Hold on one second. Leah says distraction, distraction, distraction. One hand shaking the other one shoving the manipulation behind the... Yep. Jamie says, I have been on T for 20 months working on getting top surgery. Everyone tell me I'm transgender, but I feel more like transsexual. I feel like I don't fit under the transgender umbrella term. Then you don't. There are so many gender umbrella. I don't like that. Then you don't. Jamil, listen to me. You don't. You define you. If you feel like a transsexual, you are a transsexual. I am a transsexual. I am not transgender. There is a total difference, and I'm not an umbrella term. If you call me transgender, I'm like, it doesn't, that's not how I feel. Here's what I don't understand. And I'm so sorry I keep having really dry mouth, and it's so gross. I don't understand how come people don't understand it. I'm really having a hard time. It's like, why don't we just start to tell transgender people you have to identify as transsexual and see what they say, right? Good morning, Katie. And see what they say. Do you think they're going to get fucking pissed off about it? They're going to get pissed off about it because we're telling them that, no, you're actually transsexual, you're not transgender. Turn the tables. Turn the tables. And let's see how people who are so adamant in the transgender asterisk umbrella like it if you say, actually, nope, you're really transsexual, you're not transgender. It's going to upset them and they're going to freak out. Cologne, Germany in the house, right? Good morning, Stace. Nice to see you. So, again, for the people who just came in and the people who don't know what we're talking about how transgender has now become the norm and the umbrella terminology for all of us to identify as. It is wrong. It is disrespectful. It has taken away our rights to identify. Why do we need an umbrella term? For who? Who needs the umbrella term? Do you? I don't. I don't need it. I want to know who you are. I don't want to know, oh, hi, nice to meet you, Bobby, transgender. What? That's just so robotic. You can be anything you want. Listen to me. Hi, Sema from Nuremberg, Germany. Listen, Rob, good morning, my friend. Ike says this, can you be both? My friend, you can be anything you want. And yes, you can be a transgender and a transsexual. You can be a transgender, transsexual, non-gender conforming, they, them, whatever you want. That's my point. But if we just say you are transgender, how is that possible? Because all of us have different identities. There's no way we can all just be transgender. It doesn't work that way, especially when I'm not. Right? Yeah, I do use Biotin. Thank you. It's just from smoking cannabis at night before I go to bed, and then it does that. Heather says people need to get off their high horse. People need to grow up. People need to grow up. And Ike, I'm listening. I don't know how old you are, if you're a youngster or what, but listen to me. Listen to Trampoff for 1 minute, and you can take what I'm going to say to you and not take whatever you want to take from me, Ike. Listen to me. I've been in this community for fucking over 30 years, okay? Listen, there has come to be a point now in our community in 2017 where people are telling us that we have to identify. That has never, ever, ever been in this community before. There has never been this idea that somebody else is going to tell you who you are and how to identify and what to be. It is very important, Ike, for you to know this. You don't have to be validated from anybody except yourself. The only person who knows that person inside of you is you. So do not let one single person tell you that you have to identify, because it's the way we do it now. We don't do anything now. We do it the same we did always. We always know who we are. Done. Done. You do not need the validation of one single person in this community. You only need to know who you are and to be happy. And that's it. And that's the reason why we are having this conversation. Because I don't want people to think that they all have to identify under transgender asterisk. It's not fair. It's not fair that we're teaching youngsters to do that. Good morning, Castillo. It's not fair that we're giving them no more opportunity to just become themselves. Instead, we're forcing them back into a box. We've now forced everybody back underneath and into a transgender box. Do you know that? Do you know that? Now we are a box again. We are no longer a gigantic community full of all kinds of different people. We are in a transgender box. Ridiculous, disgusting, horrific. I fought for fucking years for my fucking identity to be who I want to be. Now all of a sudden I'm forced into some box? Fuck off. That is not what we're about, kids. That's not what we're about. Katie said, I had a patient call me a fine, upstanding young gentleman, and I didn't correct it. Gabby says, sometimes you must have a term and a name for someone to identify with. You can choose what you want, but we are all some. Yes, but it doesn't mean that you can't identify. Right. I will never. Neither will I, John. Never. Jennifer says, I said this is the other day, but let me share again. My daughter, assigned male at birth, is a girl woman. She doesn't feel transgender, but a female, and she is, and I love. Exactly. I'm a man. I'm not trans. I'm a man. I live as a man. That's what I am. A man. My history is trans. It's where I came from. So we have to hide, Brock, when they're telling us, you are only transgender and you are under this term. What? It's actually really sad for me as Trampoff to see this. I'm going to pose a question and then I have to go. So I'm going to pose this question to you kids, and I really would love for you to think a lot about what I'm going to say to you. So thank you, Sema. So listen. We now have a term that's called transgender, and that term basically took every kind of identity within the transsexual and transgender spectrum and shoved it under this one term. So we have transgender, and underneath it we have whatever, man, woman, I guess, transsexual, I guess, gender fluid, theys, thems, non-conforming, all of it. I'm going to ask this question right now. What if you, all who belong to the LGBTQ community, one day we said this. Okay, gay and lesbian community, we're going to take an umbrella term like queer, and here's queer, and we're going to shove all of you underneath it. There's no more of this LGBTQ. Nope, that's not what it's called anymore. It's called queer asterisk. How would you feel about that? They just immediately took away your lesbian and gay identity, right? That's what I think. So if you imagine if they did that, what if they took every LGBTQ and they made an umbrella term as queer, and now we were all shoved under that? So now you're no longer a lesbian, you're queer, whether you like it or not. Think about it. That's exactly what the transgender community just did. Think about it. How would you feel? How would you feel about your sexuality if they forced you to say you were queer? Even if you're a lesbian, even if you're gay, even if you're bisexual, but now the umbrella term for LGBTQ is queer. You no longer get to identify as gay because it's an umbrella term. Right? Right? This is a very important question I'm asking you. It's exactly how I feel about the transgender umbrella term. Now do you understand? If you're not transgender or transsexual, now do you understand how I feel? Imagine your sexuality. Exactly, Nova. Erasure. Erasure. Bam. Right there. It is not okay. And you as LGBTQ people would be fucking pissed. Why are we in the transgender community, are we not fucking pissed and we're just letting them fucking do this shit? I'm not. Controlled and bullied, Alex. Brock says, I know the struggle. I deal with it. I think people are just uninformed. People need to learn. People can only learn, Brock, people can only learn to, what? By having an open mind. If you don't have an open mind and you're not going to respect other people's opinions, you're never going to learn. You're never going to learn. Ever. Because you're going to be shut down around listening to other people's opinions because you only think you are right. That's what's happened in the transgender community. It's why we have triggers, why we have policing of language, why we have this idea that you can only speak a certain way, why every time when you come in a room you have to ask somebody's gender pronoun. Come on, that is not real life. It is not real life. Somebody's going to misgender you. Who the fuck cares? I got misgendered my whole fucking life. It hurt. It feels weird. But what did it do? It made me stronger. You cannot pave a path of gold for a new generation of trans people and think that they're going to come out of it okay. They're not. They're going to be fucked up. They're going to be fucked up. Amber said, hi. Both agree and disagree. Right on. Right on. That's what I'm talking about. Disagree with me. Have a conversation. I want to know why you think it's okay to have an umbrella term. I really want to know why. And that's great. And I'm appreciative of your opinion. And I'm appreciative of your thought process. And you might change my mind. How come we're not having dialogue? So Amber says, I think this is a very worthwhile point to be discussed. But I don't think the umbrella terms comes from the point of wanting to erase people's identity, but a way of bringing the rights and understanding forward and making them visible. Yes, I think that was the thought, Amber. I think that was the thought. We're going to build this cool house. And we're going to put everybody in this cool house, and everyone's going to be a different diversity, and everyone's going to get along with each other. Nope. Nope. Amber, it's not working. It's not working. We built that house with love and wanted to, and it's crumbling. Everyone hates each other. It's basically Big Brother. The transgender house is Big Brother. Everyone fucking hates everyone. Everyone's climbing to the top because they want to be #1 trans person. Right? That's why it's dangerous to have an umbrella term. Now, if you just opened a house down the street and you opened the doors and you said, welcome everybody's identity, come in, how much better do you think that house would run? Because nobody's being told that they're only this one fucking thing. Leah says, people are used to being told what to do, how to identify, who to love. It's bred into our children rather than children. There's no label or questioning in my home. But just because that is that, we don't have to do it. We don't have to do it. Patrick said it would add fuel. It would add fuel and hatred to bigots. Yes. Word, Marlon. Right on. Jesse says, I actually like the practice of asking people's pronouns, particularly for folks. And that's great. That's great for you. But why am I forced to do that? You understand? I think it's great that we have all of these opportunities to do things, to change things. But you can't force people to do things. You can't force me to walk into a room and scope that room and say to every person before I meet, oh, pardon me, what's your preferred pronoun? It's not going to happen. I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do it. Now, if you want to tell me, hi, I'm Susie and I'm a she, go right ahead. I'm totally all for it. But why do I have to be the one asking for your pronoun? Tell me why. I want to know why. It's not my responsibility. It is not my responsibility to make sure that you walk the world without getting your feelings hurt. It's not my responsibility. It's your responsibility to take full control of yourself. And if you walk into a room of people in the middle of Hollywood at the AMC Theater where nobody knows shit about shit and somebody calls you a he when you're really a she, what's going to happen? What's going to happen? What's going to happen if you're used to being around people who continually ask you your preferred pronoun, but you get put into a space where they don't do that? What's going to happen? What's going to happen? I'm moving forward because I really want to know. What's going to happen? Something bad is going to happen to you because you're not used to it. You get pissed, you get angry, you're pissed off. Now everyone, right? Right? Exactly, Nova. Oh, sorry, I'm actually a she. I think I love you, Nova. I think I love you, Nova. You just correct people. You are your own ruler, Leah. Right. You have a voice. Use it, Brock. Stop being scared. You see what we do when we put all these things out there that now the transgender community really is, you have to do this or you're transphobic. You're not fucking transphobic. Oh, sorry about that. If you accidentally misgender somebody, accidentally, you are not transphobic. It's an accident. Now, if you intentionally see somebody who looks one way but you're not sure and then you misgender them, you're an asshole on purpose. Then you're an asshole and you're an idiot. And that's just part of the world. Asshole and idiots are walking the world everywhere. They haven't been fucking enlightened yet. They haven't let the universe take control of their life. They're completely angry and mean and they're going to do shit. That's all there is to it. So, when you get misgendered, you have the opportunity to educate. Use it. Stop being a baby. Stop being a baby and thinking everyone should know. Everyone should know everything about me, and when they don't, I can't even function. Wow, really? Have we really gone that deep? We've gone so deep to victimhood. We're teaching these children to be victims. We're teaching these children to not walk on their own feet. We are teaching these children that they think that they can just tell everybody what to do with no repercussion at all. It's unfucking believable. I will not stand for it. You will not grow. You will not be a good person. Good morning, beautiful Tori. You will not become a strong person. You will not become a survivor. It is real. It is real. I'm not telling you to go out there and get your shit beat up. No, that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying go out in the real world. Get out of the transgender world. Stop living in a bubble. People really speak a certain way out there. People will misgender you. People will hate you. People will tell you you're wearing the wrong clothes. People will tell you that you're dating the wrong person. People will always have opinions. It's real. It's called human beings. And if you're so worried about being triggered, you better get to some mental health care. Go to a therapist. We have many amazing therapists. But if you don't take care of yourself, nobody will. Umbrella terms are dangerous. Umbrella terms take away our identity. Umbrella terms are authoritarian. Umbrella terms create a space where you no longer can be an individual. We should not have transgender umbrella terms. Ever. We should not have gay umbrella terms. We should not even have that word. We should not even have that word umbrella. Not even. So, ooh, it's getting hot in here. it was freezing earlier this morning. Susie says, hello, Buck. My friends experience everything you talk about. I know that. And no, why isn't anybody talking about it? Because they're too fucking fearful of these fucking bullies in the trans. Fuck the bullies. We're creating a pushback. We're creating a pushback that says, done. No more of this childish behavior. We let the kids take over the sandbox. The kids took over the sandbox, and they fucking just pushed us out. They pushed us out and said, this is the way it's gonna be. What? Really? Done. You lost your privileges. Sorry. It's a privilege to transition. God damn it. These fucking people with this attitude as if they are so fucking entitled to their transition. So fucking entitled. Not okay. You are not entitled. It is a privilege to change. It is a privilege to transition. It is a privilege today to say I'm a they and not a she. It is a privilege today to be gender non-conforming. Grow up and appreciate the privilege you have and stop acting as if you are owed. You are not owed a goddamn thing. I fought my motherfucking ass off to get to this point. And do you know what that does for you? It makes you a strong fucking person. Get out there and fight. Stop letting everybody else fight for you. Figure out who you are on your own terms. And stop wandering behind all the other transgender asterisk people, wondering if you're transgender asterisk. If you don't know who you are, figure it out on your own. But stop asking for validation from other people in this community. Because if you're asking for validation from other people in this community, you really don't know who you are. You really have no clue who you are. And being trans and transgender and gender nonconforming are real things. They are not, it's not trendy. It's not a thing just to do. It's a real valid identification. Transgender is a real, transsexual is a real thing. It is not an umbrella. You are not an umbrella. Figure out who you are. It is real, kids. I'm not fucking kidding you. If you don't do it on your own, you will never survive. You will never survive. Ever. You will totally crash and burn because you're worried about what other people are thinking about you. You're worried whether you're getting validation from Bobby and Johnny and Timmy. Fuck Bobby and Johnny and Tinny. Tinny. Oh my God. Fuck Bobby, Johnny, and Timmy. They don't even know themselves. You're asking other people in this community who don't even fucking know themselves. Good morning, Smash Hunter. You don't even know. You can't ask other people in this community who you are. They don't know who they are. Very few people are so focused under the transgender umbrella. They think they know everything. Nobody knows anything except for they know themselves. That's it. I did judge Timmy, didn't I? I'm sorry. But, you know, nobody knows Timmy, so it's okay. Nobody knows Timmy. Shh. And don't let Timmy know I did that, because it's not cool. You're right. It's not cool to shame Timmy. But what I want to say is this, and what I mean by that, it's not mean. I'm not being mean. I'm actually being real here with you. So let me just explain it before we go, okay? What I mean by Johnny, Timmy, and Bobby is that they're just trans people like you and me. They're just guys taking their own fucking path. They're just people figuring out who they are. Why are you asking them who you are? And why are you needing such validation from other members of this community? Why? Why is that? You should never need validation from anybody except the universe. The universe is the person and the thing and the energy that is the most important thing of your life. Done. Trust in the universe to take you to the place you need to go. If you have, listen to me, I'm going to cry because I feel it so strong. When I discovered the universe, listen, I know I sound like a crazy person right now, but I have to tell you this. Because it just came to me when I was what I'm about to tell you is so powerful. And it's the reason I stand here today. And it's the reason why I'm able to have zero fear. I have zero fear of anybody coming after me or taking me out. It's not going to happen. Do you want to know why? These are tears of joy. These are tears of joy and strength and vulnerability and teaching you to do this. Don't give a fuck what anybody thinks about you. The universe is so powerful. It has taken me in. The universe loves me. Every day I wake up and the universe gifts me everything. Everything. Because why? Why? Because I open my heart. I open my heart. I care. I'm not angry. I'm not angry at anybody or anything. I care. It's a big difference. There's a big difference between being angry and caring. And when I say to you, if we do not have these real conversations with each other, what the fuck? You should be able to wake up every morning and say, I am so fucking happy. I am happy. Happiness is not money. Happiness is not a car. Happiness is not your apartment, your home, your children, your husband. It's not. Those are extracurricular things attached to you. You should wake up every single day. And if you're not, I'm begging you to find the universe. Find the universe. When you find it, and that's little teeny ways to do it. I can't tell you how to do it, only than letting go. That's the only thing I can say to you. Let go. Let go of the anger. Let go of the hate. Let go of the desire to not feel that you can do anything. Let go of the insecurity. Let go of the victim-y attitude. Let go of it all. Just let it go. Let it go. Watch what will happen the minute you let all of that shit go, because it's just shit. You have been told to fucking hang on to this. You have been taught to hang on to this. Why do you think they have all kinds of depression medications? Why do you think commercials are all about medication now? Why do you think everything in this goddamn country is about insurance and medication? Think about it. What are the two most number one things we fucking talk about in the United States of America? Medication and depression. And depression. Why is there so much depression? Why is there so much depression? It's because people are not letting go of their shit. Listen, it's just shit. I can't even say, it's this. It's this. It's this. Your anger, your depression, all the things that you feel shitty inside of you, that your life is a blah. No, your life is not. Your life is not. It never will be unless you let it be. It's the same thing I say about bullying or people saying shit to you. It is not there. I am not saying depression is not legitimate. It's 110% legitimate. That is not what I'm saying, Skylar. 100%. What I'm saying is this. It's real. Why do we have so much of it? That's what I'm saying. Listen to me. Why do we have so much medication and so much depression in this country? Why? Why? That's the question. Think about it. Why are you waking up every morning not feeling focused? Why are you waking up in the morning not letting the universe? You will understand what I mean when you see it. But look for it. You see that over there? Look for it. Look for it. It's real. 1 second, I have to let YouTube go because you guys got me on a rant again, and I like to cry and get all emotional because I feel so passionate about finding the universe. It really changed my life. Okay, YouTube, I love you kids so much. Thank you guys for always showing up and really being part of moving forward. Think about the umbrella label. Think about why we have it, why it's here, what are we doing, how are we moving forward. I'll see you guys tomorrow.